All right, we are live on YouTube.
Hi, Sebastian.
Hi, Christian, and welcome everybody from our community. Maybe post a quick hello into the chat. Tell us where you're from. Maybe don't post questions yet, just maybe a few words where you're from, what you think about Tixl, and then we will start with the presentation first and then slowly move on to the questions, but we will give our community some time to join the AMA. I see we already have got like 24 viewers right now. Yeah, please write some comments into the chat where you're from where you're watching right now. We are in Germany, as usual. I am in Hamburg in our office. Oh, we've got somebody from the Netherlands, UK, welcome, Switzerland, London. So lots of European people right now. Belgium, Munich, hi, Crypto Alex. Hi, Magdeburg. I think I know who you are. Another one from London, Slovenia. Great. Oh, California. Awesome. Nice. Quite an early time to join. Or what time do we have in California right now?
It's about 8 a.m. or something like this.
Oh. All right, yeah, so that we have the, Bernd is also there. That's great for maybe some technical questions or whatever. Saudi Arabia also, nice, welcome. So yeah, we've got quite an international AMA, and I think maybe we should start, Christian.
Yeah, hi, hello everyone. We will start with a short interview. I will ask Sebastian some questions about our development, how it's everything going. So Sebastian, let's just jump in and probably you can tell us something about the Autobahn network, how's our progress and what we are working on right now.
Yeah, sure. So if we take a look at the graphic we are sharing, which is, I think, just awesome. So we found somebody who helps us with the animations and design, and that makes the website really special, I think. And as we can see, the Autobahn network is still the base of and the heart of the Tixl ecosystem, as we call it now. And basically, if we talk about the Autobahn network, we are still on track with the development. So we still have the plan to launch a production-ready version of the Autobahn network at the end of this year. As you've probably seen on our website, we also announced a release date. And still the goal is to really have that as a production-ready version to then be able to send assets, for example, BTC or other assets through the Autobahn network. Because we made great progress on the bridging topic, we will actually provide a bridge to the BTC network, which was planned straight from the beginning as like a competitor to the Lightning network. But we also will provide an Ethereum bridge, so that with the Autobahn network, we can then hopefully contribute to scaling the Ethereum network. Yeah, so that's really like the base technology of every product in the Tixl ecosystem.
Yeah, thank you, Sebastian. So when I take a look at the graphic, then there's also something called SDK API. So probably you can tell us something about it and what's the goal of this SDK API and when it's probably ready to use.
Yeah, the SDK, we made some very good progress here. And It's almost finished, so it's like in internal testing right now, and we're still on track with the releasing that. And also, like the SDK will be one of the first real like components of our whole software stack, which we will be making open source. Like it has been requested a lot by our community that we start to slowly bring the parts of our software open source. I mean, we have to do that anyway over the long term, but the SDK will be one of the first software components which we will then release open source, and then step by step we will continue to make like the other software parts in the Tixl ecosystem open source. So yeah, we expect to release the SDK very soon.
Yeah, great. And yeah, we are using the SDK ourselves for the Tixl wallet, for example. So probably a good next topic to talk about the Tixl wallet. There have been some screenshots of a redesign on Twitter already. So there was a small hint, but probably you can tell us something more about it.
Yeah, the next version of the Tixl wallet will still be testnet, but yeah, we'll have a much better UI, so that it's then also like much better for presentations of what the Autobahn network is capable of. And we will release the redesign of the wallet next week. So and then we want to engage people to test it again, so that we can find maybe still some stability issues in the Autobahn network. But we have to say that within the last testings of the Autobahn network, it was already like very stable. There have been like a few situations or a few bugs where we had to like tweak the network, but not really major issues. And so we're also looking forward to release a new version of the Tixl wallet then next week. And of course, over the long run, the goal is to yeah, have the Tixl wallet integrating the Autobahn network for fast BTC and other asset transactions, but also maybe to then have also other wallet providers to integrate the Autobahn network.
Yeah, great. And there's also the Tixl exchange already in this graphic and looks pretty good. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so with the current hype of swap dexes, where I think everybody watching the AMA knows about, we also thought about, okay, why should we not use like the Autobahn network and the technology we are building to also provide like a decentralized exchange that can maybe solve the issues of the current Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, for example. And of course, we know that there is already some competition in the market of scaling exchanges, or let's basically say of scaling Ethereum. We have quite some interesting ideas of how we can like attract users for our exchange, which is not only scaling and transaction fees, but we've got some other very unique features in mind that should attract a lot of people to provide liquidity on our DEX. And we're even planning to launch a first version of our decentralized exchange like before the AlphaNet launch. So we're thinking about like having the first version on another platform first, so that we can already attract users and have really a product out there with our feature ideas, so that it will then later on be easier to migrate the DEX to the Autobahn network.
All right. So, and almost yesterday, there was an announcement from Tixl that the domain tixl.finance was reserved, and there's also a small preview. And can you tell me something about it? So just 2 or 3 sentences.
Yeah, so Tixl.finance is like the first like production ready product in the Tixl ecosystem where I'm really looking forward to launch it already in a few weeks. And so we don't have to wait for the AlphaNet to see Tixl.finance. And it will not be like a random yield farming page or something where, I don't know, where you can stake some Tixl tokens and that's it. But instead, it will be like sort of an entry point for investors in different types of digital assets. And we hope that this can be the base layer of Tixl's ecosystem, where we will try to, by launching Tixl Finance, we will try to get new projects partnering with Tixl. And yeah, we cannot go too deep into details about Tixl Finance yet, but it will be one of the, I think, most exciting products in the Tixl ecosystem, and we are really looking forward to launch that as soon as possible.
Well, this sounds great. And there's just one more point on this graphic we can go into detail, and it's fueled by Tixl. And probably you can explain what does it mean in detail and how can we interpret this statement?
Yeah, Tixl.finance will obviously not yet run like on the Autobahn network because the Autobahn network is not in the production mode yet. But of course, everything we build, we have the goal of integrating Txl, because everything else would not be like good for our community, would not be good for our investors, and also not for ourselves, because yeah, we also are like investors in our own project, and we want to see the ecosystem around Txl grow, but only for things where Txl can then later on find use cases in these products. And so for everything you see here, we have like ideas of use cases, some of that already in implementation, how the Txl token has a real utility in the products that can be like for features like trading or transaction fees, but that can also be like internally via buyback and burns, so that in the future we can even introduce like deflationary elements for the Txl token.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sebastian. So probably it's time to start with some questions. I can see that there's a lot of action in the chat already. So
yeah, maybe we can just pick one of the first questions. This dude sounds like Arnold. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is a good question to start. It's about the staking. So Christian, do you maybe want to answer this question first?
Sure. Just a few days ago, Sebastian and me, we were talking about the staking feature, and we have a kind of staking with Hodler's Club. And the new staking on Ethereum network was about to enable it with this Txl token as well. And our plan is that we will enable it, but we can not announce an exact date now because we want to wait for the right timing. So when the market is performing better and new people come in to buy Tixl tokens for staking and so on.
Yeah, right now it would, usually back a few weeks we planned to like set up a staking program like already now, but if we would do that right now, it would not have the effects that we can maybe achieve in the next few weeks, because right now we would maybe have like the existing holders on the Ethereum network that would maybe stake their tokens, but they would like hold their tokens, I would say, a lot of them anyways, if they bought them for a long-term investment. And because we've got like different sorts of marketing campaigns coming up, it makes just more sense to then introduce a staking program when there are more new people joining the project. Otherwise, it's like giving out too many tokens into circulation for free. And yeah.
Yeah, probably we can jump into the next question. It's about token burn and that we can give more details about it. I think the basic idea of it is that we will build products around this Autobahn network that generate real revenue. And part of this revenue will be used to buy tokens on the open market. So we want to create ongoing demand for the token. And these tokens that are bought from the revenue money, these tokens will be burned and will go out of the circulating supply. So that we get a deflationary token model based on the success of the products around the Autobahn network.
Yeah. That goes also, for example, for the Astronauts Club, because we did see some very good success for our project. I mean, our Twitter account scaled up to from in the beginning before the Astronauts Club, I think we had like 1,000 or so. Don't remember the numbers in detail right now, but we scaled it up to now 8,000 followers. And of course, like all projects have like the same problems. They want to engage their community to help them out with social reach. And we made the first revenues with that, and we've got the next customer already in the pipe, and then hopefully even more customers joining. And what we want to do is like with the revenues, take a part of the revenues to further develop the Astronauts Club system, but also to burn a few Tixl tokens so that you as our community also benefit from other projects using our product. How tall are the Sebastian? I'm 183 centimeters, but I think that's not so relevant right now. Yeah, the next question in the queue was, will the team be able to stick to roadmap dates? From an investment point of view, what marketing is in place to push visibility? Yeah, first of all, we will be able to stick to our roadmap dates. The only thing we removed is like the staking campaign, but that's not because we didn't have any technical effort there because we are partnering with Ferrum Network. We just didn't like the timing for the staking anymore, but everything else is in place. On the marketing perspective, because we're in the good situation, I think, to have a lot of releases over the next month. We've got the SDK, we've got Tixl.finance, which will be like a real product. We've got the exchange and so on, wallet redesign. We will increase our marketing activities. We also have somebody in the team who's new in our team, but who we already know for a few years, who is currently helping us to structure all ongoing marketing campaigns. And it will be a mix of influencer marketing, obviously. Then also we made the first tests for like some more traditional marketing activities. Like, for example, we tried to use Brave ads with a small budget to test. Because at the end, of course, what we need is we need to bring new people into the Tixl ecosystem, like to bring them on the website, on the Twitter channels, etc. And then, of course, we want to like encourage them so that they then actually also buy our token. So that is all in preparation, and we want to scale that up over the next month, along with all the different product releases. Next question for you, Christian, maybe. Why will your DEX be better than other existing DEXs?
Yeah, I think there are two parts in this question. The first one is for the first version that will be built on Ethereum. There are these small adjustments that we have in mind that will attract people and will attract users to provide liquidity and to use the DEX. So, and also for projects to encourage their community to be on our DEX platform. So I think we don't want to go into too deep into detail right now because it's kind of our USP in this DEX market right now, and we want to be there as long as possible. And but our goal is to launch it not too much in the future, so that you will hear about it, and we will provide more information within the next weeks.
Yeah.
And the second part is, if I switch onto the Autobahn network, then, for example, these transactions can be much faster and, of course, much cheaper than on Ethereum right now, because the base layer is just better for scaling.
Yeah. Yes, so another question about marketing, but that's already what we answered. And the details about the exchange might work is also what Christian just already answered. Which question can we use next?
There's a question about the tokenomics.
Where's that?
615 from Mr. Bean Goes Crypto. So what is the current status of the tokenomics? Why is the circulating supply so low? How can I be sure many tokens do not enter the market soon?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And we are actually currently building an updated version of the tokenomics on our website. So because over the past weeks, we received a lot of questions about the tokenomics and why our circulating supply is so low, and if it would be dangerous for the community that the inflation could be very high. And so this is, maybe I can show something on my local computer in a second. It's just under development still, so give me a moment. But we are planning to release a subpage, which is kind of the white paper where people can see our detailed tokenomics and then learn about how we will not inflate our supply too much. Just give me a second to launch it on my computer.
What I also can mention while you're setting up the website, Sebastian, is that we are already preparing a smart contract for time lock contract that we can time lock some of the token supply, for example, our founders tokens and also other tokens, that the community can be sure that we are not able to use these tokens before the specified dates.
Yeah. So you can now see the new subpage of our website, which will be released next week, and that gives a detailed overview of how our tokenomics look like. And if we take a look at the overview, we can see that yes, our circulating supply is currently very low if you look at the total supply. What we have is we have already allocated some tokens that are locked right now, but which cannot leave their time locks right now. These are, for example, the founders tokens, or some tokens where larger investors committed to long lockup periods. And as Christian just said, now that we are on Ethereum, we want to really time lock these tokens in smart contracts so that the community can be sure, okay, the founders, they cannot sell their tokens right now. They can just withdraw some tokens from the smart contract in the future. And yes, of course, we also have a lot of tokens for future use. And so people ask, how can we be sure that not all of these tokens enter the market on one day? And therefore, our goal is that secured by time locks, that a maximum of 20 million TXL shall be get into circulation each year starting next year. So really that the community knows how many tokens will at a maximum enter the market. Of course, it can be less if, for example, some tokens get burned through buyback and burns, or for other products that maybe burn Tixl tokens. And yeah, so this page will give a very good detailed overview of how our tokenomics look like. We also integrated like a detailed version where you can see, okay, these are like real community investor wallets, founder wallets, and some future hodler rewards for our hodlers club. And so when this page goes online, I think we will have answers for all the questions around the tokenomics. We will then deploy the smart contracts. The code of the smart contracts will be open source, and you can also view it on Etherscan then. And that should give much more like certainty for our tokenomics. Yeah, then this is also an interesting question, I think. How many developers are working at Tixl at the moment? So we have on the one side, like people working on the Autobahn network and SDK, really at the core. And that is like the most critical path in the Tixl ecosystem and the one we pay the most attention to. And there we have currently 3 people working at the core. Of course, we could onboard much more people, but our budget is, well, it increased over the past weeks. We can say maybe something about the new funding stuff, Christian, after this question. And so we are currently also hiring to increase the development power for the Autobahn network. And then for the Tixl Finance product, for example, we are in the good situation that the project resulted from another company who contracted our software development agency, Elbstack, for the development of the original product. And then we realized, okay, it makes more sense if this product joins the Tixl ecosystem and we do sort of a joint venture. And so we are, for that product, using the development power for Elbstack, and like the Tixl funds are not even affected. So we've got more development power from here. Currently 4 developers working on this product. Then we've got also internally, like in the hiring process, somebody who can maybe help us with some website stuff, etc., so that Christian and I can focus even more on business development. And so yeah, I think that's basically it, I would say. And
there's one more guy who cares about this Tokenomics club.
Yeah, right. So still we are trying to keep our payroll small, and that's a good introduction to the next topic, the funding topic. We managed to close some larger investor, even VC deals over the past weeks. We raised around 500K, additional 500K to our existing funding. And so if we continue to work with the existing payroll, and that also includes some a good budget for marketing, then our funds will be like solid for the mid of 2022. That still means we will try to get more larger investors into the project if we can make good deals. So of course we don't want to sell tokens for a price that is too cheap. But I think with the current development and the upcoming marketing activities, yeah, we are confident that also the funding should be on track. So Christian, which question do you want next?
Here's a question about the new marketer from Rene. He's called Max. He's also already on the website landing page. We have worked with him together for a different product some years ago, so we know him very well. And yeah, he's very good and in marketing and in organizing all the marketing activities. So yeah, we are very confident this will be a very good kind of investment and to bring a lot of visibility for a project over the next months.
Yeah, there are some questions about Ivan, obviously. Same as with the exchange questions, we cannot disclose any information about like our internal relation with some influencers. What we can say is that our goal is to, over the next months, to continue to work with influencers to present our project. And yeah, we are very confident that you will all see Tixl on some YouTube channels again very soon. Yeah, I like the Tixl merchandise question because we are currently improving the logo a little bit. We don't want to change it like completely, but we realized that to really have our logo merchandise compatible, we need to maybe tweak it a little bit so that it's more unique and more recognizable. And so hopefully as soon as the next version is out, then we can also maybe start some merchandise. Yeah, I like the final question, when Moon. But maybe we can start with this one first. What are the detailed conditions for new people to join the Astronauts Club? I think it's not clear what people are allowed, who what's not. Yeah, that's maybe something we can actually improve, like to make it more clear what's the criteria. Basically, there was like one point in time where a YouTuber promoted the Astronauts Club on YouTube, and we got, I don't know, in a few hours we received like a few thousand registrations, and that's where we started to realize, okay, we need some sort of easy management of deciding who can join and who cannot join, and that's all now implemented. So we are slowly starting to onboard new people, but I think this comment is quite good, that we need to like improve the criteria a little bit, make it more transparent.
Yeah, right now it's kind of individual decision. So we take a look at the account of a Tixl Twitter user. We get some information from the API to filter at the first level, and then take a closer look at the account, and if it seems to be good for the community.
Yeah. All right, I think, Christian, then we can close this round of the AMA with the final question, when Moon. Yeah, nobody knows, obviously. We are very happy with the product development and the progress we made over the past weeks and months. And now is finally the time, towards the end of the year, to really launch more sub-products of the Tixl ecosystem, and to also go open source with different stuff of the project. And with the additional funding we received over the last weeks, with the so slowly increasing manpower behind our team, I think we are really looking forward to what's next, and yeah, more committed to Tixl than ever. And I think that's it for today. We decided that we want to do an AMA like more often. Of course, you can also ask us questions in Telegram all the time. But the next AMA will be in one month, and we will now start to do like every 4 weeks a YouTube AMA. Hope to see then maybe also increasing visitors. Maybe hopefully if we start to promote it on our Twitter then earlier, and then maybe together with some product launches. And yeah, so thanks all for joining, and see you next time. And if you like, just drop some messages in Telegram, in the Tixl group. Follow us on Twitter if not already, and then we will try to connect with you within the next few weeks.
Yeah, thank you and bye-bye.